announce that I'm an idiot. Okay. So now we're finally live, and everybody
When
who
did you
can
catch
see.
that rainbow, Wendy?
What?
When did you catch that beautiful rainbow?
Oh, that was a couple weeks ago. The guy that was camped by me that I did some games with, like chess and stuff,
Yeah.
the girls next to us took a picture of his camper under the rainbow and sent it to him about the same time he was taking a picture and sending my picture of my rainbow to me. That was hilarious.
Sure was a beautiful rainbow. You could see it from end to end.
It's a double rainbow.
Mm.
If you look very close on the side, you can hear it. So, guys, I'm really sorry that you missed the sunrise because we were visiting in chat and I never realized I didn't hit the go live button.
Hello,
So,
you all.
hi, you all.
Hey, y'all.
So, that's it. That's the result of the sunrise. We really missed them. Gray clouds never really changed color. It was a
Oh,
very it was a very disappointing sunrise. But I'm gonna see if I can post
Oh,
it anyway so people can.
it's beautiful here. I even got my trailer door open. It's not cold at all.
No,
I
it's
got
not.
thunder.
Wow.
I didn't have to run any heat. It's 72 in here still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got thunder. And the temperatures dropped from 43 to 40.
Oh
So,
my.
yepper, I went live an hour and a half after I should have. We've been we've been chatting away for an hour and a half, not realizing that we weren't live. I'm so sorry. I
Hello,
Choctaw.
Choctaw County.
Choctaw County. Hello, everyone.
I
Yeah, we're doing great. Just
I'm gonna need
I'm
a
here
little
and Wendy didn't go live, so
you go
we've
live.
been talking about we've been talking about everything that's gone wrong with the world.
Well,
And we
one
didn't
thing
even
about it,
need to curb what we talked about because we weren't live. That was stupid.
that's what I was just getting ready to say. We could have talked about anything. We weren't live.
We could have talked about all of it, but even the stuff
Uh,
we're not.
oh,
Yeah.
well, look at the cloud now. It has the sun rays starting to peek through that
I
dark
see it.
gray part and the light. Oh, well, maybe we'll hang on. Was that a bird that just flew over?
Yep, that
Yes.
sure was a bird that just flew through the field of view.
Wow, that's pretty wild. I haven't seen birds out here all that often. I see it circling out there a little bit. Interesting.
That's a dove, isn't it? It was, yeah, it was a dove that flew through. Yeah, these desert doves are they're that's what they are. They're not everywhere, but there's a bunch of them.
So
Pigeons, you know, because we're in a city, but no, but you get out of the city and it's those desert doves.
So I was watching a video and I kept hearing owl hoots. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Why would they put that in the background of the video? I think it was Tommy Temper. And then I started watching something else and I heard the owl hoots again. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the same background. And then
Hi, Eric.
and then I go back and realize I had a game on my phone, on my other phone, and the sound was turned up, and that was where the sound was coming from. Hi, Eric.
Well,
I forgot to go live, but we've been on and we've been chatting since 6.
talking about all the stuff we're not supposed to talk about because you all already know. Because never mind, we're not supposed to talk about that.
Oh man, I can't believe I forgot this stupid button. Why doesn't it just do it for me? They need
Oh,
an Asperger autism button. I have an
well,
inability to pay attention to details. Turn it on for me.
I know it. You know, you'd think these darn things would be smarter than that. That's what computers are for. That's what we have them for to make us
Yeah, they're
smart.
supposed to think for us.
to do my thinking for me. That sounds real
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Supposed to
Wendy,
remember
don't
all the
feel bad. I did that the other day, so
Well, remember my 3-hour silent video stream where I gave many, many tips? It was one of the painting ones, and I was just chatting away, giving all kinds of tips. And I go back, and there was no sound for three
no
hours.
sound whatsoever. Yeah.
I'm like, I can't go back. I don't remember anything I said.
Uh, uh, uh. Yeah,
uh,
your lips were moving and your hands were moving, but there was no sound.
So I did get a hotspot. I just haven't activated it yet.
oh,
It,
you got the hot spin last week or so, and
it
then
involves a phone call, and I struggle with the stinking phone. So it sits there waiting to be activated because I can't do it without a phone call.
Hey, Eric, I've had all kinds of trouble since I went to 11. I've actually got to take my laptop into the Geek Squad and figure out what's wrong with it because now it actually dies. It freezes up since I put in 11, and it never did that before.
Did you check all the drivers for compatibility?
I don't know how to do that.
Um,
It
sometimes
had me. It told me to
it'll do it.
download Windows 11. Okay, and I did,
Uh-huh.
and I've had nothing but trouble since. So I've got to call Geek Squad, make an appointment. I
Well,
just hate being without it. I'm usually I'm usually without my computer for about 3 days when they do that because they go through and clean everything out and they back up my entire system and clean everything out for me. But I pay them to do that. So
dang.
once a year, about I have to go in and I have them download. I've got these uh, uh, little jump drives. I got one
Yeah.
for each year, and they go in and they download everything that I did in the year, put it into that, and then wipe my computer out and clean it all up, and then they put back my programs. Uh, and then it works good, but they're going to have to do something because since I put in Windows 11, I'm not happy.
Dang. I got a new computer a couple months ago, and it's like always it takes a while before it download. Automatically it'll download all the stuff drivers and that. It crashes and sends an error report to Microsoft and then or something or other, and the error report then downloads the correct stuff. So it's working good now, but I guess well, first thing I did was, like you say, create a backup system on one of those thumb drives, and then just let it run for a while, and it takes care of all its problems. It's working good now. So,
Yeah, they send me these updates. Windows 11 needs to update.
yeah,
Update now. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. Let it do its updates, and then that means it's downloading all the right drivers.
usually.
Yeah, usually that's what it should do, and it does. Well, yeah. And then, well, I have Norton running on this as well, so it'll take care of a lot of the performance
I got
updates.
rid of Norton because Norton, if you do not keep it up, they
Yeah.
only quarantine things. They don't get rid of them. And if you
All
don't
right.
pay them the money, they release everything they quarantined, and you get
Oh no.
massive,
Oh
massive problems.
no.
I
I
went to
don't use
web.
the
I
pay
went to
one.
Web Boot. The Geek Squad recommended Web Boot over Norton because Web Boot actually doesn't quarantine. It actually gets rid of the problems. But
Yeah.
Norton, but one year I couldn't afford to pay Norton. Okay, I was broke, and I didn't get them paid in time, and they just dumped a bunch of stuff, and I had more trouble than I knew what to do with. And I ended up taking my computer up, and the Geek Squad had to go through there and remove and remove and remove and fix. And
Oh, geez.
they had my computer for almost a week to get it all fixed up, and then they downloaded Web Boot, and I've been paying Web Boot now religiously. It's on an automatic thing,
Yeah.
so my sister actually pays it because we get it for three different computer systems. So
Yeah.
she's got her computer, my laptop, and the shop's computer, all on the same Web Boot.
You know, long time ago, before I got Norton anyway, had a laptop. I had a laptop and I had all my files, everything on it. And I got a well, no, I've always kept everything I wanted to keep on an off-site hard drive. But at any rate, I got what they call the ransom. Where you
Ransomware,
take,
yeah.
yeah, ransomware. I wound up taking that laptop out in the desert and digging a hole and just burying it.
Oh,
Yeah. And now I've got every and I've got as usual. I keep all of my everything off site. Um, I have a network drive and also another drive that. Anyway, I keep everything off site. That is shut off. Everything I
Oh,
want to keep is on another hard drive and shut off. And
I know what they didn't hear on the live was me working on my foam cabinet and getting those done. So I'm
yeah,
making my first one, and I'm gonna have built-in. Look like built-ins. They're actually gonna have very, very strong magnets to hold them in place,
yeah.
and I can just pull them out of place when I need to do stuff like clean up spilt milk or coffee or coffee. But they'll be able to come out. But they'll be built in the rest of the time. I'll be able to just hook up and drive away. I won't have whatever's laying around on a surface. I might have to put away. But yeah, this is going to enable me to figure out something to do, some way to paint here for at least detail. I can't do backgrounds in here, but I could do detail painting in here if I have a good setup.
Yeah.
So that was my exciting news for this morning. We did the first layer of fiberglass matting with resin on, and I have another coating of resin to do on it. Then we're going to cut the pieces, put it together, and then I'm going to resin the inside. I'm not sure that I'm going to use fiberglass mat. I might just use something lightweight like cheesecloth. I just want to make it so it's not going to destroy the inside, slide stuff in and out. But that's my exciting thing.
Well, here comes the rain.
oh, it's going to rain there.
Yep,
Just
all day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's that time of year. I was
Yep.
hoping to get out there. I got 4 more days. The 14th, I'm supposed to, according to the almanac, that's when I'm supposed to prune my raspberry bush. And I flat told him, I ain't removing the raspberry bush. It was here when I moved in. Okay? It
say
was
you
here.
all have fun working.
Yes, dear. I
There you
love that
go.
young man. I love that young man. He is a sweetheart.
Uh, what did I said something to my friend and she's like, "Are you dating?" And I'm like, "No." Never mind. It was weird. I'm like, well, he's my son's age. Why would I do that? And I don't have any interest in the first place. So let's just get back off that topic and go
Off
right
that
back
Okay,
to
topic.
what
we're not
topic.
talking about stuff we're not supposed to talk about. Not
Yeah,
on this
no,
show.
no, we never talk about anything we're not supposed to talk about. No, no, no. YouTube would kill us. I need a clipping of the raspberry bush, Mona Choctaw says. Wait, I can
Hey,
pin topics up. I can forget.
just come get one. I got plenty. I'm getting ready to clip it off, and you can take any clipping and put it in the ground, and it'll root.
I
It's a
think we were.
wild. It
Go
was a
ahead.
wild raspberry bush, and I tamed it, and it produces really good raspberries. And I'm like, it was here when I moved in. I ain't taking it out.
Yeah.
And
We're
it's back
hitting.
behind my trailer anyway, you know?
We're hitting 80 degrees here today. 80 degrees, cloudy and windy, which will probably
Wow,
feel
you
like
say windy.
70.
That's what I don't get because there is no wind here. My trailer door is standing open. It would be blowing around in the wind if it were windy. I'm looking out there at the bushes and that. They're not there. It is no wind. Dang, that's weird.
Well, she's
It's so
got some
windy.
really big rain clouds moving in, it looks like.
Yeah. Well, coming
No,
in from the west.
if you look down where the sun's coming up, it's actually starting to clear down that way. But I can't figure out which way the clouds are going. Maybe that's my issue. Reckon it would grow here in Sippy. Oh, so she's gonna grow raspberry bush. We had raspberries, blackberries. Oh man, we would go out in the summer and in the fall and get fresh raspberries to pluck on our Cheerios, and that was the only cereal we liked it on was the Cheerios. So we would intentionally be asking for Cheerios to be putting our fresh raspberries on.
Oh, I
Man, I
froze
love that.
mine so that I like raspberries and cottage cheese. I like
Mm.
raspberries in my chocolate ice cream.
We had rhubarb. I made rhubarb pies. We had grape. We had licorice root. Just go out there and pull it out and have licorice right there. Oh man,
Oh,
I didn't
they
like
only
the
allow
ice
me to
cream.
have, they're allowed me to have two pots, two flower pots. So I ended up with my blackberry bush that's in one flower pot. And then I've got these try stack pots. There's
Yeah.
several of them, and they stack up. And I said, as far as I'm concerned, that's one pot. All right. But it will grow a beautiful strawberries this year. It'll just, I'm thinking, well, I'm just going to put the dianthus in it. And by the time all of them pots get bloomed out, it'll look like a big pillar of color.
If I can get these magnets that Eric's gonna pick up for the cabinet stuff, that I might do a little windowsill thing for herbs under my window with magnets that I can get somewhere. Just hook them on there and have a little garden under my window. Grow me some rosemary. Well, not rosemary. That wouldn't that
So
would take up.
Choctaw, what part of Sippy are you at? Are you at? And we can warn you have all front row. We can warn you all have a low front at Arizona northern border.
That's the sun peeking through that little cloud there.
What part of Mississippi are you at? I was when I was hauling freight. I was out of Jackson, Mississippi. What do you mean by you all have a low front and oh, you mean yeah. Down south, we're not getting any of that bad weather at all. And maybe that's why Wendy's getting some wind because there's I
We
get
might
far enough
see the
south.
sun. see something peeking through those clouds there? We might see the sun peek through.
We might. I've been
Yeah.
watching that little spot grow brighter and brighter.
I know, as long as it doesn't close the gap before it reaches it, we might see it.
We might. We might even see some colors still pop out on some of those clouds.
That would be interesting. It keeps auto-adjusting. The wind's blowing the camera around out there. I put headphones in it.
About 80 miles south of Tupelo. Oh, okay. Dang. Let me see. Oh, all right.
No, my worst class at school is geography. I just can't visually remember where everything's at. I can't even remember where oh no, I can't even remember the name of it. Never mind. There's lots of Sholo. I can't even remember where Sholo's located in Arizona. That's how bad my geography is. I know Flagstaff is north. I bet Choctaw is in Choctaw County, Mississippi. I have a bag from the event they had down here that has Choctaw County on it, but I don't know if it's from Choctaw County, Mississippi, or Choctaw County somewhere else. And I don't know what the company really was because the bag was outside and nobody was at the booth, so I didn't even find out what it is. North Jackson. Is that little sun ray starting to peek out of that cloud?
So yeah, let's see Tupelo. I have to look at the map on that. Okay, I see where you are now. Right. All right. Yeah, I was out of Jackson. I did a lot of work between Memphis and Jackson, and then also, well, at any rate, yeah, that was back in the day when I was hauling freight. That was a long time ago. More than 10 years ago, I quit hauling freight. But my tax people were in Jackson, so that's why I was out of Jackson. I was also out of Snowflake, Arizona, which is just maybe 60 miles from Sholo.
Why won't that bring it?
And I hung out in Sholo summer before last. Trouble is, Sholo is one of those towns that's not very truck friendly, but I found a place I could park.
I didn't do it. I'm
Oh, my
innocent, I
daughter.
tell you. Innocent.
You know, I told you my daughter had that plastic surgery done and had like 30 some pounds of skin removed. Well, you know, she's cut like they took a whole chunk out of the middle, you know, and she's cut all the way around. Well, her body's dissolving the stitches before they should. And she's starting to break open all the way around.
Oh no! Wow.
And she's so depressed right now. I just got an email from her. She's just, you know, uh, second guessing her decision. And I feel so bad for her.
So that was what do they call it? Liposuction?
Well, no, she had actual plastic surgery.
Oh.
And they removed a whole bunch of excess off of her back and they redid her breasts and they took all of that excess belly meat off and
Dang.
now her body is like mine, I guess. It dissolves those dissolvable stitches, the ones that's supposed to stay in for so long and then start to dissolve.
Yeah.
Well, her stitches are dissolving, you know, 3 weeks before they're supposed to.
Oh, geez.
And she's breaking open all the way around.
Oh, geez. Wow.
I feel so sorry for her.
Yeah.
She's and I'm like 300 miles away.
Yeah.
I just feel so sorry for her when that happens. It's just all I can tell her. She says I feel very broken and unloved. Well, and
There's
I'm
a
not close enough to put my arms around her and let her cry for a little bit.
there's some rays coming out of that cloud, I bet you. I'm going to look.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, there's the sun.
There's the sun. Here comes the sun.
Yay! Oh, it's so cool. I got now I like the spot.
You
It's
know,
Kind of.
speaking of
yeah.
Mississippi, we take the Natchez Trace. I had a girlfriend in Mississippi also, and she showed me. Well, you can't drive a semi on Natchez Trace, but yeah, but we tour Natchez Trace. That was pretty interesting. Anyway, I enjoyed Mississippi.
Eric says that you forgot about the horns holding up your halo, Wendy. Gosh, it's raining hard. You're innocent of what, Wendy?
Forgot the mic was on. Sorry.
What are you innocent of?
I'm innocent of many things.
Me too. I ain't never killed no one.
I have had lapses of temporary insanity, but I'm innocent.
Hey, I'm insane and I got the paperwork to prove it.
What?
I got my disability based on a mental defect.
Actually, mine was a combo of physical and mental.
Yeah. No, my
She
lawyer
too.
said it was better. I mean, I had some physical problems, but not that many. But she said, "Oh heck, I can get this on mental easy." I said, "Okay, go for it."
Huh.
That's pretty
Yeah, you're not
interesting.
supposed to drive big trucks on the trace.
On what?
Well, we're talking about Mississippi. You're not supposed to drive big trucks on the trace, on Natchez Trace. I know. I never stepped on the trace with a big truck.
I don't know what a trace is. Where did
I
you
don't
see
either.
that? Where did you see
Natchez
that come
Trace
from?
is historically the old West,
Where's that?
Mississippi. Can you imagine that? It is such a heavily traveled road that they walk over that road for so long that it actually, in some places, uh, well, it just created its own kind of road over it. This is the old this is Natchez Trace is the old west before they started going west, and it's a very historic area. So
It's an old
it's not.
wagon trail road.
Yeah, an old wagon trail road, exactly. Well, they paved it since then, and there's certain. Well, it's paved, but yeah, but you go. It's been a
So
long
I
time
should
since
get
I've
a
been there.
horse and travel with a horse on my camper.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I don't want to take care of another living creature. I don't even want to care for a sea monkey, man. I just don't want to care for another human creature, not a living creature, nothing. If it enters my camper, it's dying.
Well, I could sure be motivated in a lot of directions, but the only thing I'm motivated for now, I'm building a big stereo on the tail of my trailer.
That's what I need is a big sound system. I thought this wireless speaker would be very loud. I gave one to Simon during the convoy because the combination with the megaphone and the speaker was really loud. So
Yeah,
I went and got
that's
another one,
exactly
but it's
what I'm doing.
the loudest speaker I gave him.
I just think it'd be really, it's classic enough building a semi into a motorhome, but they put a stereo on a semi on the tail of the trailer. No one ever seen anything like that.
No, that'd be like putting a hot tub in it and driving up to an apartment complex for a hot tub party. Nobody's ever done that. Actually, I do
Weather Lewis tracked the
sound.
Natchez Trace. Yeah, there's some history in Natchez Trace, all right. Of course, that's all Civil War country as well. Town just to the west of Jackson is Chickasaw. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I forget. But there's a lot of interesting names. I also like. I'm like forgetting all the names in Mississippi. The way they name their towns is really something. I can't. Itabena is one town that really Itabena. Can you imagine that? Itabena is one Mississippi town, and there are others, but that's just one that comes to mind. But of course, Miss, Mississippi is really different. I talk about something we're not supposed to talk about, but I'll just say
We're
this:
actually
prejudice. Don't say it, Warren. Don't say that prejudice works both ways. It does.
Yeah.
Racism works both ways. Oh, you're not supposed to say that. Maybe you are, but it
Jackson is
sure
on
does.
top of a possible volcano.
Oh, is that right? Jackson, Mississippi is on top of a possible volcano. Wow.
Well, Branson's built in a meteor strike hole.
Wow.
They've done the thing looking
Yeah.
over it without no vegetation or buildings or nothing, that new
Yeah.
stuff they do. And it appears that hundreds of years, thousands of years ago, whatever, millions of years ago, a meteor struck the planet here. That's what pushed all the mountains up around us because Branson's actually built in a hole, a depression in the planet.
Okay, well, I've heard Arizona's a giant litter box and all the shit lands here.
Now, Wendy. Okay.
I'm sorry. That's what
I walk out here in the
poop, but that's what I've heard.
Itabena coffee.
Shiitake, hot coffee, mushroom coffee,
Coffee. I can't pronounce that one.
shiitake. Shiitake is a mushroom.
Wait, no, that's not what the word says. It says Shikulak.
Shakulak. Huh.
Shakula.
Okay.
No, I know what you mean about it. Arizona just being a big kind of, I walk around this town and walk out there in the desert and it's evidence of so much junk just has been here dumped.
Did you guys read where the banks are failing?
Oh yeah, one in Silicon Valley failed.
Yep.
Talking about it going to be another 2008 to 10. 2000. That's when I went out of business. I thankfully had this thing nearly paid off, but when it went out of 2010, 2008. But there was a time there where I could not find a paying load for nothing. Everything for independent freight hauler like myself has gone away ever since then. And it couldn't have been a better time that I got into trucking and worked to get what I got and got it nearly paid for back in 2008, 2010. And now it's happening again with the darn bank closure now in Silicon Valley, and who knows where this is going. I've been watching news reports on that, and they're warning us about another incident like that, another thing like that again.
Well, the USGS put out a big warning yesterday of over a 9 point magnitude earthquake is expected on the San Andreas.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing that too. Boy, if that happens, I being I grew up in Southern California, and we go camp along the San Andreas. Oh boy, I got a train going by out here. Oh, I guess that wasn't a train. Oh, passenger train. What do you know? Those don't come by here very often. Yeah, I camp along the San Andreas. I mean, you can drive along through the desert and just follow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're expecting it to split all the way up past San Francisco, according to this new thing from the USGS. Well, it couldn't happen to a better place.
That's for sure and for certain. Maybe DC.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
that could be, but
Then maybe that happened. Then we could talk about all the things we're not supposed to talk about.
yeah. Yeah, the Silicon Valley Bank failed, and they had a run on the bank, and people couldn't get their money. And
Just
Wells
like
Fargo, for some reason, people's Social Security checks did not show up, did not arrive. If you were with Wells Fargo, you didn't get your government check. So there's a whole lot of people broke today.
yeah.
But we knew it was coming. We've been forewarned.
There's a lot coming.
Yeah.
There's
Is it not supposed to talk? Is it something we're not supposed to talk about that we voted for it?
I'm just saying, go to the World Economic Forum and they themselves tell you what's going to be happening in order to accomplish their plan. It's
Yes.
right
That's
there.
correct.
So
Yeah, I mean, it's a person we're not supposed to.
we don't need to say any of it. We can just direct people there, and the World Economic Forum can say it for themselves.
Yeah.
That's right. Because you can't even say who's at the head of the World Economic Forum because you're not supposed to talk about it.
You know what? I'm like, go to the horse's mouth. They tell you they're not hiding it. No one's hiding anything.
Oh no, that's all out in the open.
If you think it's hiding, then it's really not out
Well,
there.
no, they're
No one
telling us
likes
exactly what they're doing. Klaus Schwab. You know what? Is he the head of the world?
We're not talking about the details. We're just sending
No,
people to read about the details. We're being
Yeah,
very broad in our discussion.
we're not even
extremely.
supposed to do that.
Yes, extremely broad in our discussion. But I'm saying, like, if somebody says something about a pope, if you go to the Vatican's website, if it's not there, he's not doing it. Because we know a lot of these leaders have egos. That's part of what makes them powerful. So
What makes
Boy,
it?
that's
they blatantly say what they're doing. They don't care. They don't have any need to hide it.
no. They're too confident.
You know, to my way of thinking, it just say no. That's the way my way of thinking.
Yeah, that campaign failed, remember?
Yeah.
Never mind, I'm not going there.
Oh, now Wendy.
I'm like, all right, I'll go there. It failed way back at the beginning with Adam and Eve, right then and there. That one fails all the time. The Just Say No campaign does not work.
Oh, I see. Oh, that one. Yeah, right. Well, I'm still, clinging on. Everything I've ever let go of has claw marks all over it.
Well, what I learned is if you take in the good, it floods out the bad.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
you
like,
can't just remove something. It creates a vacuum and it's going to suck in whatever's around. They talk about if you sweep out one demon, seven more move in. So if you just take in more good, then you don't need any of that other stuff and it doesn't you're not going there as often.
You
That's
know,
my
it's
that's
like you
where
say, get rid of one demon and seven more move in. But that's because you say yes. If you just say no and stick to it, then they're going to go away and they are not going to come back. It's up to you. You've opened up a door and you said
yeah,
yes. I know.
but
So just
sometimes you need
stick to
more
your
than
guns and say no, and you'll be
door
all and
shut.
you'll be
Sometimes
okay.
you need a lock to hold that door shut, and who's the lock?
No,
It's not
all you got
me.
to do is just say
I'm not
no. It's a free will universe. Somewhere you said yes, and but
It
of course you can't. You could say yes, and it's a free will universe. You can tell it no, and that's the way. I'm sticking. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
my story is I'm going to enjoy my life until I die. I'm
Well,
like I
mine
that's
always
is
say,
right.
I'm going to
the
live till
same.
I die, 100%.
Yeah.
Mine is I have enough issues. I don't need to be causing many more issues in my life. I just don't need them. I need peace in my life. I need to chill out. I need to relax. I need to feel healthy again. I don't like feeling like I'm going to vomit every day. I don't like a guilty conscience. I just want to live in peace. That's mine.
I think we all really want that, Wendy.
And
You
mine
know,
is stay out of trouble because when I stay out of trouble, then I don't have any open doors that drag me into other trouble.
yeah, well, it's kind of like when they said that I had to
I'm like
remove
that
all the
here.
flowers and stuff, and I'm kind of like, there's a part of me saying, please take them out, and then I don't have to water them. I don't have to be here to care for them. Take them out,
Yep.
and everything happens for a reason. And maybe the good Lord don't want me spending my time with flowers. He'd rather me spend my time with other things. So I'm like, it is what it is, and I'm going to be happy about it either way. I got to find the good in it.
See what it be. There's
And
a lot of blue sky out this other side.
and
Sorry.
I don't
Go.
have to get rid of my flowers. I just got to move them someplace else. Okay? And where I can still, if I move them down to Lewis's, then I can still go down there every day if I wanted to and look at them, but I don't have to tend them. I don't have to feed them. I don't have to water them. I can just go enjoy them, just put them someplace else. It's like I sent all of my flower pots. I think I had about, oh, I'd say 40 or 50 flower pots full of flowers. And I sent them over to a friend, came and got them to take them to his place. So if I want to go see them, if I want to go visit my flower pots, I can go to his place and visit them. Perhaps it's a good thing. I have no business picking up and dealing with those anymore. So the good Lord made a way that I had to get rid of them because I had to be forced to get rid of that stuff. I'd have never got rid of them. You know, I'd have been out there laying on the ground, scooting around on my butt to take care of them.
Oh, who's honking? Somebody's honking. Hold on.
Yeah, I had grown all of these plants and had all these pots because I made extra money in the spring. Okay, all of my plants that I have are what I call pinch and poke plants. You just pinch them off and stick them in some fresh dirt, and they'll grow a whole new plant. So I've actually, I've made a little money off of these plants, here and there. And I was building up a big bed of starts. And I had all these pots to put the starts in to create plants so I could sell them. Well, uh, so I'm just, you're right, Tall. Maybe I need to start planting good words. I don't know when I'm going to be able to actually start doing live.
What I like doing again to see how much I can make these people smile. One guy, we was racing to the cup before he finished the bottom, and I was watching it was funny. Anyway, that's kind of what I like doing is I have a good time at their table enjoying the humor stuff. You need to do YouTube videos of that, Mona.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'm just going to have to do it instead of doing it live. I'm not carrying a laptop out there. I can't see the screen when I do to tell what you're seeing. So I guess I could take my new phone. It doesn't have any data or nothing in it, but I could record and drop it to my YouTube page that way as a a recording, a video instead of a live stream. Yeah, I need to go out there and really show off the plants that are coming up and what I got. But I mean, I've got surprise lilies coming up, and I've got all these bulbs that are starting to put their little lovely little heads up. My daylilies are this big. They're up this high and about that big, each one of them.
I got some sunflowers to plant after my microgreens hot mix tries to grow for 10 days. Wait, I'll show pictures as soon as I figure out the camera's the right way or not. Oh, here we go. So there's my mic. Oh, wait, I should show them.
Oh, that was what my ex used to do.
There we go. So I got that to try for 10 days.
My heart's all broken again.
Right, here's my sunflowers I'm planning on taking on the road.
Oh, no,
there's the sunflower, and there's the other sunflower.
I could show you pictures of sunflowers.
I grew some sunflowers 2 years ago that was bigger than my head. The head on them was bigger, the seed pod was as big as my head on them.
I have a thing on one of my trailer doors so you can put a big planter on my trailer door, so you can open up the trailer, during the summertime and put the plants out in the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. but not anymore. Just got a whole bunch of junk on it, stacked on it right now. So okay, oh well.
I thought about building two planters alongside of my camper, like where the camper starts the curve. Just put two bars across and then get real strong magnets and get planters across and do a garden there for any place that I'm at for about a month or so, because there's stuff you can grow in a month.
Yeah, Choctaw, those are called surprise lilies. You have this beautiful greenery, and the greenery dies, and then all of a sudden you get a beautiful flower. And sometimes it's one, and others clusters as it gets older. And you'll have this long 2-foot stem that wasn't there when you went to bed. When you come up, the whole 2-foot stem is up, and the flowers are blooming on top of it. That's why they're called a surprise lily. You didn't know they was there, and surprise! Look what you got. Yeah. Yeah, I have a bunch of those. They call a lot of places call them naked ladies. One guy used to run around and say, I love the month of September. I get to see all these naked ladies everywhere. That's a surprise lily.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, Choctaw. They're called surprise lilies. Or naked ladies is a nickname given to them.
Well, maybe I ought to get some of those. Maybe I feel a little better about myself.
Well, what you have to do, Warren, is this. Remember, there's only one of you. And anytime there's only one of anything, like the song says, there's only one leaning tower of Pisa, okay? Well, there's only one of you. That makes you perfect.
I know, I agree.
That makes you the
I,
perfect you. You're perfect in every way. And how can you not love something that's perfect?
I mean, what do I have? I got, everything I could ever dream of, except for maybe one thing.
Yeah.
That one thing.
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
get one of those in a blow up style, though,
It's what?
You can get one of those in a blow up style.
Oh, that's a thought. And with AI, and they're building them, it won't be long. Oh, I got to wait maybe 10 more years, and they make a real, living doll.
Yeah, it's called the Cherry 2000. You ever seen that movie?
Oh, okay, guys, we're really off target. We gotta stop the blow up talk.
No, Cherry 3000 is an actual robot.
Okay, but yeah, can we not discuss any sex stuff?
Well, it wasn't about sex. It's about robots. Have you met Sophie yet?
No, but what Laura was thought you started with blow up, and then I wasn't paying attention. And then I heard a robot coming in. I'm like, uh-oh.
Well, I was about to talk about Chat GPT, Open AI. I've recently gotten that on my computer, and that's pretty good. You can ask it, well, of course, anything you want to ask it, which actually, my background is in physics and electronics, so I've been quizzing it on those kind of things, and it's real smart.
And what is it called?
But the purpose of it is to collect information and to learn interaction, right? That's what AI does.
Well, yeah, it is like that, because if it gives you a wrong answer, then I look on the Google, and find the correct answer and tell it the right answer, and then it does its own research. Then it's gone. Then it's off and running, and it fills in all the blanks. It's Chat GPT. It's Open AI. It's on Discord. Discord server is
Well, Sophie has actually, Switzerland has actually deemed her a sentient being.
Yeah.
And she's totally robotic.
I know it.
But she learns.
I know it. We're almost there. Stuff you can't talk about on Wendy's channel. We're almost there.
Yeah. You can look up Sophie, the AI Sophie, something like that uh, uh, on Google. If you Google AI
Alrighty.
Sophie, her name is Sophie,
That's about
and
all I need to do a quick search, and I'll turn that. It's Sophie AI.
yeah, or yes, AI / Sophie.
Oh, is that right? Are you sure that's the URL? All right, AI forward. All right. Well, I'll just give that a try and see what comes up here. Yeah, sure enough. Okie dokie. I'll check this out. Maybe
And she's actually
Uh,
been given Switzerland. In Switzerland, she was given actual sentient, kind of like Data on Star Trek,
yeah,
who was
yeah.
registered as a sentient being. Well,
Well,
she was the first robotic sentient being.
yeah. I know. Yeah, it is a robot. That's right. And before then, it was.
Really think that what we know is the first time it's happened? Or is this just when they're letting us know about it?
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe on this planet, maybe not. It's all kind of new to us. You know, when I was in high school, there was none of this. No, what wasn't until shoot about the '90s there was no technology. Um,
Some.
there was some, you had Commodore 64, and and that was about the most advanced. And the Amiga or something was, if you had the money to buy that.
In the 90s, no, because I was
We had
going
that. We had beginnings of Mac.
the 90s. Even towards the end of the 90s, they had online gaming starting.
Well, right, and then that's when you had a phone modem and you had to get a phone line just for your modem for your
Yep,
computer.
yep,
So
I
you
remember.
could,
I was
yeah, so,
gaming then.
right. Well, I was doing what I've always been doing is searching. No, I'm using Gopher and Telnet to find out stuff about UFOs. That was an explosive topic when the internet first started coming out. There was an event that happened, what's called the Philadelphia Project. It was Project Invisibility. That, of course, being a techie type, I'm looking at what was going on with that, and it was because it was so, the Nazis were torpedoing so many supply ships in WW2 that the solution was to make a battleship invisible. Well, turns out Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein and probably a couple others worked up worked that out, and it's called the Philadelphia Project. They built this rig on this battleship or this ship. I'm not sure what it was. It wasn't a battleship, and they actually caused the thing to step into another dimension. Now, when they did that, you see, they virtually lost the darn thing, and it started turning up in ports and places, even on dry land. It just all of a sudden there, and then it's gone. There, and then it's gone. So what I'd do when I was a kid was go to the library, and there was an area because we'd had no way of collaborating information in those days, not like we do with the internet now, where they can hide something they want to hide, and work out whatever it is they want to work out without the public knowing it. But the old days, you had to. I knew an area in the library where I could go and discover where this ship was turning up, and this was so that researchers could discover this, who were working on this particular project. So for for a kid, that was pretty darn interesting. This is the U.S. It was the Eldridge was the name of the ship. Yeah, my 2 megabits still have less than 2 megabit speed, still like dial up. Yeah, when Wendy gets her hotspot going, mine is very fast. I can't say what it is, but it's my high speed data just reset last night. But when they're throttling me, when I run out of my high speed data, and they'll throttle me, and it's phone modem speed. So yeah, whenever I'm digitalizing, as Wendy says, it's because they're throttling me, and that's because my high speed data has run out.
Well, I signed up what 4 years ago. Well, no, it's been 3 years ago. I signed up 3 years ago to with an AI institute medical institution thing. Anyway, when I die, they get my brain.
Well, check out if you can go to this Chat GPT, and
Um,
it's Open AI on is the server. It's is um I said it earlier is Discord, and and so it's a chat open. It's a chat bot. But what's really interesting about it is you can key in your hamstring issues or whatever medical issues you've got, ask it some questions, or just start open a discussion on it. It responds, and it gives you mostly right answers at first. Now, at first, you're going to discover that it's giving you some
it's
wrong information. Find out the right information and tell it the right information, and then it does its own research. Once you get it rolling, it just goes and goes and goes and give you it tells you the truth. So I'm saying you want to find out about anything, use one of these OpenAI is good. Chat GPT. That's what AI is good at, is once you get it on the right track, it just comes back. It's gangbusters. It giving you right information, giving you good information. So Wendy's turned off her microphone. I wonder why. She didn't like what we were talking about.
no, she
What
turned
is
off
the
her
name
microphone
of
because
your
she's probably
service?
doing something. She don't want us to
Oh
hear
yeah,
what she's doing.
yeah. What is the name? I'm on Verizon. I use 8800L is my hotspot. Google search 8800L for Verizon's top of the line flagship hotspot, mobile hotspot is the 8800L. I've even
Y'all,
got an extra one in case this one fails.
you're all talking googly gop to me because I don't have any of that in my head.
I know it. I know it.
I'm
That
I'm technical. I'm technically insane. I don't
when
know it.
Eric opened up a chat like what Wendy's got here on this one's, what is it's called? It's
StreamYard.
StreamYard. Yeah, yeah. Eric opened up a StreamYard and titled it Tech Talk. So you see, this is like perfect for us guys that get in here and start, doing a show and tell thing. Virtually is really what it is. You know, talking about tech talk, and it's show and tell.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I don't tech well. Okay. like I said, I got
Wanted to
this
make things
phone
up.
I don't know
Yeah,
how to use.
that is that. Eric says, Chat GPT lies and makes things up out of thin air. That is absolutely correct, Eric. When I first, one of the things I did was I said, what was spilled at the uh, East Palestine, Ohio train derailment? And it answered me swimming pool acid.
I got a mic.
It answered me swimming pool acid. So I told it was incorrect. Someone's giving you some wrong information. Yeah, chat lies and makes things up out of thin air. Yeah, it does. But I did I went back and told it, well, it was vinyl chloride, and it did its own research to discover all the and it apologized and said, you're right, and so you've got to feed it the correct parameters. Is what I'm saying. If you just out of the blue ask it some question, it's going to likely come back with the wrong answer. But when you tell it it's wrong and give it the right information, it does its own research and discovers that it was wrong and apologizes, and then it's just gangbusters on unloading on all the right information. But you still gotta correct it. And it says what it says with ChatGPT is, this is what my trainers told me. Well, I told them, the Chat GPT, your trainers are telling you wrong because they're liberals. See, they shut off the microphone, so they're not going to hear me talking about stuff we're not to talk about. But, you're getting your information from liberals there, Budrow, and they're going to tell you all the wrong stuff because they've got some kind of political agenda, and that's why you were told that what was spilled at the East Palestine train derailment was swimming pool acid. And I said to her right away, well, AI, swimming pool acid doesn't burn. You're going to have a heck of a time lighting swimming pool acid on fire. Yeah. And I went on Google to discover it was vinyl chloride. And then, oh boy, it's highly flammable and all this, and it's got all the right information. So now we're talking about it. So, at any rate, this is the way it happens. Is that, you get it the right information and talk about it. And then, you come back maybe the next day, quit that particular chat that you're doing with ChatGPT. And so you close the app, when you're quitting, you come back a day later and try to pick up where you left off in that conversation. And no, someone's gone in there and changed its memory back to swimming pool acid. And then you gotta, tell it all the right stuff again. But if you ask it right off the top, jump into a chat and say, tell me about E equals MC squared. Woo, excellent. If I get a ban or warning on this last panel you join us all on saying, ain't that the hell of it? I guess she is listening to me. Does it bother y'all that they're trampling all over our First Amendment rights? You can say no. Now, let me just say this. I'm not monetized on my YouTube. And I, pick out the song I want, like my last video. It's On the Border. And that comes from the movie Desperado. And that's Antonio Banderas. And the movie, that's a Desperado soundtrack. Now, how illegal, or they're gonna whatever, is that? Well, yeah, okay. So I look at my. Let me take a look at my YouTube channel here, and take me a minute to get there. Okay, and it's gonna YouTube's gonna tell me that I've got a copyright on that, and I go, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's going to tell me there's a copyright. If I go to manage videos and then look here, copyright. Yeah, sure. There's 3 of my videos that have got a copyright. Well, they're just because I'm playing the music on some of my videos. But, well, I'm not monetized. So it's not going to, that's all I get is a copyright. If I were monetized, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So on some level, we still have free speech, but they're gonna, like on Facebook. Whoa, my Facebook page is totally banned. So what I do in this case now, if you look at my Facebook page, is I put on all baby pictures. These are 70-year-old pictures. Well, 60. When I was growing up in Southern California, and our trips back east, and that, family. It's a family.
Hey,
It's my
guys,
family.
good
Well,
news.
yeah.
My sister found me a hat, and it says, I love my country, but I don't trust my government.
That's right. That's right. I'm totally. If I
I
had a
can't hear
conscience,
anybody. Why?
it-
Oh,
I'll tell you, because we're talking about something we're not supposed to talk about here. I'll go to say, the point really being is that if my conscience, and I've never shot anyone in my life, I've never, been in the military, and now I see how corrupt it is. I mean, I am totally clean. I have a clear conscience. I've never done anything wrong in my life. But
yeah.
boy, if had I gone to go fight a war or shoot someone on the whatever because of something that I was, sold a bill of goods on, it's basically this snake oil. Whew,
Oh,
my
Tata,
conscience
to answer you, Tata, I've been with Q-Link now for 3 years. I like Q-Link. I get unlimited talk and text every month. So, and data, unlimited talk, text, and data with my
well, you're on what is it again?
Q-Link.
Q-Link.
That's
Is
my
it
free. I get a free phone. Of course, I bought a better phone than at the end of next month I can transfer that phone over to the Q-Link service, and then I get free talk, text, and data unlimited.
but who's your service provider? Like mine's Verizon.
My service
Q-Link.
provider through Q-Link is Verizon also.
Oh, well, then you have to pay Verizon for your internet access then. Q-Link. Well, that's a service provider as well.
Yeah, Q-Link
Yeah.
is, but that the thing is, see, I don't have to pay for it. If you're
Uh,
on Social Security
uh,
or you get food stamps, you're entitled to a free Q-Link phone and service. And Q-Link at this point in time is off. I get unlimited talk, text, and data. But right now, that's attached to my ZTE phone, which is a 3G phone trying to run on a 5G service, and it doesn't work. So I went and bought a new phone. But to get the new phone unlocked, I have to have service with TrackPhone for 60 days. And then they'll unlock it so that I can transfer it over to the Q-Link service. Otherwise, they'll unlock it right away for me for $150 to $300, depending on the phone.
Wow.
So I'm paying $15 a month to track phone for 60 days, and then they'll unlock my phone, and then I can transfer it over to QLink.
What about Verizon? You say Verizon as well.
Right here. It depends on where you're at what service you get through QLink. It's whichever one they're on in your area. Like Choctaw just said, his is T-Mobile on his QLink. Mine is Verizon on my QLink because the closest tower is a Verizon tower. It's based on my zip code.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I think you get to choose carrier, talk, text with AT&T. You choose your mobile internet company. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I just have a Verizon hotspot and just pay my bill and Verizon. Then the hotspot connects to my network, and all my goodies are all attached to my network. So that's kind of the way I do it.
The thing about QLink is that you have to have a permanent residence.
Oh yeah, I see.
It doesn't really work with nomads.
Yeah. Well, I've been sitting in this town since November.
Got you a
I'm almost,
got you a PO box in that town?
no. I don't even have a PO box. No, so I don't have a residence here.
Oh,
I'm a no, I'm you know I'm nomad. I'm not getting any bills. I I'm not paying any bills. I don't have an address.
I don't know
No,
what DSSI is, J Pole. What's DSSI?
DSS.
Oh, disability social security insurance. Yes. With that you can get a QLink government phone. You can get one if you receive food stamps, if you receive Social Security disability or straight Social Security. If you are on any government assisted program, you're entitled to the QLink service free. And you're right, it's called ACP. They've got Lifeline, QLink. I had Lifeline for a while, but I didn't like Lifeline. I didn't like their customer service. So I went to QLink.
Do they have jobs in Ela? And I'm in Ela. It's called Ela, like a Ela. No, Gila. Let me see. How do you say it?
It's kind of like a Gila monster.
Yeah, it is, but pronounced the same way. And there's also a Ela, but it's pronounced with an H. It goes through Phoenix.
Okay,
Um,
hold on. I'm interrupting.
Good.
I've got, if I can get the camera going fast enough, I got to get to the pirate. The pirate. Can you see?
No, you're too little. You got to put it up. You got to change the configuration. You're too little. Oh. The pirates are walking down the road. Is that what you're showing us?
Yes, it was a pirate. I had to pull it in. He was real loud. Oh my God, no. Okay.
no, I don't think there are any
I am.
jobs but I'm not looking for a job, so I don't know about Ela jobs.
Yeah.
No, I think any employment here is with the railroad, and if you want to work at McDonald's, or they've got a truck stop or something, they've got that going on. There's a Burger King here, and also Dollar Tree stores.
Yes, but we very small, honey. We didn't get to really tell whether it was a pirate. All we could see was two people walking down the road.
Yeah, it's not 4K or anything. If the resolution were, but over the internet, over these chat deals, I don't think you're going to get great resolution to
Well,
see.
he had to be closer. They was quite a ways away.
Yeah,
The
that
pirate
too.
was quite a ways away.
Yeah, too small.
Yeah. But we believe you, Wendy, because you got your eyes are better than your camera. So
Yep, and you're right there.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
You got company?
Who, me?
No, Wendy. I heard somebody knock. Oh, Wendy's mic's
Oh,
down.
sorry. No, I'm thumping the. That's my foot going on the side of the trailer. Sorry, I'll stop doing that.
I thought you had company knocking at the door.
I know that's what it sounded like. I know. No, 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 no.
Well, guys, it has been fun, Wendy, watching the sunrise with you and visiting with you, Warren. But I'm going to back on out of here and start my day.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same way. I want to take a little walk in the sunshine here, go over to the coffee shop and get another cup of coffee, even though I'm drinking here. But
Oh, I got to
coffee.
run to the bank. I got to make a run to the bank and stop and pick me up some breakfast. And uh, I think I'll do a little shopping today. Uh, I want to go to the Dollar General store. I'm looking for a tote. So I'm getting ready to go stock up on noodles. Uh,
Oh, there's convenient. There's a Dollar Tree store here's Dollar Tree stores here,
yeah,
and yeah, every time I go to the store for whatever I get, I always bring back noodles and a couple cans of food. So I'm kind of stocking up here just in case. But all this stuff lasts for a long time, and I'm
yeah.
just kind of building up my food supply here
Well, I'm
just in
getting
case.
ready. I'm getting ready. What next week? My neighbor's going to come over, and we're going to offload this trailer of all this food, and going to take it out to the farm. But I get like $205 or $215, I think it is, every month to spend on healthy food or medical supplies. But if I don't spend it, I lose it.
Oh,
So one of the things that I noticed when I was packing up all of my food is that I really don't have very much things like macaronis and noodles and those sort of dried things like flat egg noodles dried. Well, those keep for almost forever if you keep them dry. And we're getting ready to take all this out, and we've got these big 55-gallon drums that
oh,
we have lockable tops for. And my sister has already lined them with those heavy duty construction trash bags. And we're getting ready to take all this food out and store it in those 55-gallon drums, put them in the barn, and lock them up.
so you're thinking the same way I am in case society falls. In
I've
case
been
this,
thinking that way for a long time. A
yeah, me too.
long time. That's
Me
why
too.
that's why when they got rid of the big satellite dishes, and went
Yeah,
to the little ones. Well,
yeah.
I collected a couple of those big satellite dishes. They're on the farm. Every time I find a broken mirror along the way in the trash or something where somebody's broke a mirror, I've got a big stack of mirrors. They took down a building that had one of them heat uh, things on the top of the roof over the exhaust. Okay, those little round windmill things. And I collected some of those. and some alternators, and I've got everything I need as supplies to build a Stirling engine that should produce 2,500 watts a day.
The Stirling engine, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You can go on Chat GPT and talk about that, and I know it's going to give you the straight scoop. But yeah, I mean that's why I built the semi up to be off grid and out in the wilderness, and that I can, if when society falls, everything goes to like the stuff we can't talk about. You
Well, honey,
know,
I have
see.
I have a harrow, a plow, a cultivator, all horse drawn, all built in the early 1800s or
Wow,
late 1800s. I
cool.
actually had those. And then I got an opportunity to buy two, not just one, but two really nice old wood burning kitchen stoves
Oh yeah.
from the 30s. And I got two of those. And then I bought me a 1940 Ringer washing machine that I can actually operate with a belt and a bicycle if need be. It plugs in and works. But I bought one of those. Actually, my sister bought it for me. It was a gift. Um, we've put in stockpiles of, believe it or not, tires. Because when it comes down to it and we got to put in a bigger root cellar, uh, I can use those tires to build a really, really nice into an embankment uh, root cellar using tires. So people were getting rid of tires, and I think we bought three great big 16-foot flatbeds, just as full as you could get them of tires, and put them out on the property and covered them. You know, we put coverings over them so that they wouldn't gather mosquitoes. Uh, Sprayed them all down with oil, you know, like olive oil and cooking oil, so that mosquitoes won't, even if they did get water in them, they wouldn't hatch. But we got them, we stockpiled them. I mean, we got 77 acres and they're out there in a pile. And when the time comes and everybody moves in to the farm, I think there's 120 people or so right now in our group.
Is that
That,
right?
yeah. But we've been working on this since what, 2001. Okay. Amongst our actual members or groups of members of what we call our Bubba group, I have a doctor, I have a plumber, I have an electrician, we have two or three construction workers, we've got a farmer, we've got a rancher. So we've got, you know, all that coming into the farm when the time comes. We've got, we've got at least enough shelter space to shelter most of them on the farm already. They didn't the best of shelters. It's the barn. You know, but we got a big barn. Got two barns. One needs work, but we've got two barns. We got an old schoolhouse. We got plenty of housing to house our group. We've already put in three wells. Of course, this thing in Palestine made me reconsider the well problem. So we're looking at getting some. We want to get a good commercial reverse osmosis filter system to put on the well, on at least one of the wells. Okay, just in case. Um, the only thing I haven't prepped for, because I do not have a hazmat suit, and I just looked that up. That's going to cost me $500 for a good chemical hazard uh, hazmat suit. But that's the only thing I guess I haven't prepped for. I mean, I prepped for uh, a where it knocks out all electricity, you know, zero electricity permanently. I've got all the equipment to actually, because we're on the river edge, I can actually take the backhoe and pull in a slough and set up a hydro system. I got everything I need, everything's there to actually build a really good hydroelectric system. Uh,
The only thing is, as far as I'd say with all this, Mona, is that I'm living this lifestyle completely, entirely off grid, and I have for the 10 years that for over 10 years, and the only thing that I've really prepped for, so to speak, is in the event of is this is one thing you don't, I know maybe you can't see that, but
yeah,
and if I zoom in enough, it's gonna. You see what that is? It's potassium iodide, is what
right,
that is.
right.
And do you know what this is for?
Nuclear fallout.
That's exactly right. In the event there is that, well, then I take a few of these things and head on out to a safe area, where they're far away. But that's my way of
I have
feeling. You have that too?
I have stocked up on potassium iodine. I have bandages. I have band-aids. I have wound care. I have multivitamin things, but I got a lot of medical plant seeds in my seed bank. All of my yard, almost most of my yard, is made up of medical plants. Okay, I've got stonecrop. I have dandelion. Everybody thinks my dandelions are weeds, but they're not. I actually harvest my dandelions and freeze them. But I found a man who has a freeze dryer, and we over the pond. Our pond is overstocked now. We stocked it 4 years ago with hybrid brim and smallmouth bass, and it's overloaded. So
This is my mom. All right, so I'm living on a trust income, and it's really old money that came from my family's farms that they sold, both on my mom and dad's side, that were in Missouri, um, around Sedalia, Glasgow area, Brunswick.
yeah,
Yeah, they sold it in the 70s and been living on that, and it's left it then half to my brother and half to me. So so right, my family's from Missouri, so but I haven't lived there or been there, and again, there's just farms that they sold in the
yeah.
70s.
Well, my farm has been in the same family for over 100 years now.
Well, see, that's what it was with my family as well. They came from the old country. My grandparents, my mom's parents, and that's exactly what it was. They bought Missouri farmland, and when I was a kid, we'd make the trips from Southern Cal. Well, they moved out to Southern California when they didn't sell it at that time, but that's where my dad was employed, and then we'd make the trips back to Missouri. And I remember riding around, on my mom's property, my parents' property. We'd be out, doing the farming thing all summer long. I was a kid, so I'd be riding on the combines, and we'd be taking the grain to the grain elevators, and I'd just be playing and having fun. There's some pictures on my Facebook page, but visiting the old sawmills and things like that.
Well, our property was actually bartered for. Um, great grandfather Blunk come passing through there and come down the road with a Conestoga wagon and two oxen, and the guy that owned 77 acres traded him the 77 acres and the farmhouse for the Conestoga wagon and the two oxen, and he took off for the gold rush.
Cool.
77 acres for two oxen and a Conestoga wagon.
Well, that's how my family came out here. My mom's side specifically. There's some, it's all kind of rang out and over the years, but there was a lot of family squabbles that I very vaguely remember as a kid.
Wendy, Sedalia is like you go straight up 65 from Branson, and it's about 150 miles north of me, directly north of me in Missouri. East of Kansas City, west of St. Louis, and it's right off of 50 Highway.
See, they asked me where's Sedalia, and it's between Columbia and Kansas City along, Highway 50. What do you know? Um,
Yeah.
mostly, I don't see the town of Glasgow or Brunswick because it's probably too small. But at any rate, that's the area right there where my mom's.
An hour from Kansas City by railroad, huh? Probably.
Well, no, yeah, I don't know. Highway 50 is the same 50 that we were at. I 50 from Sacramento to Hagerstown. Well, it's easy to get to Highway 50, but it stretches all the way across the country, and that's the road. That's the road I took when I left Hagerstown this last summer. It was just Highway 50 all the way west out here.
Yeah.
It's no tolls, just an easy road to follow.
The New Madron's clear over in the Boot Hill of Missouri on the east side of Missouri, southeast corner of Missouri. I live in the southwest corner of Missouri.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Sedalia is a railroad town, honey.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, I believe it because it's following along Highway 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. Highway 50 is an old east-west route. Well, alrighty then. I'm along with you there, Moni. You got stuff to do, and I want to go for a little walk in the sunshine, and I'll kick off this channel too.
Yeah. Wendy, what do you got planned for today?
Rest. I'm gonna play a game. I'm gonna lay here. When I get too tired to hold up my arms to play the game, I'm gonna take a nap. Then I'm gonna get up. And I might I'm gonna listen to some teaching videos while I'm gaming too, though.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm physically gonna rest because I need to.
Hey, if I didn't have to go to the bank, I wouldn't even leave my house today. It's raining. But I got to get to the bank before they close at noon. So I need to get myself out of here to do that. It's a little after 10 here. So,
Yeah, after 9, but I've got no plans except for rest tomorrow. I'm gonna finish my cabinet though. I'm really excited about that. Oh,
what?
maybe I can stream building the cabinet and putting it together.
Oh,
We'll find out. I'll see because yeah, I'll have to see.
yeah. If you don't stream it, record it.
Oh, well, it's up to Eric. He's if he wants camera or not, or if I want camera, because I when I'm busy, I don't control my mouth, and yeah, I could say stuff that I shouldn't be saying on camera because I forget when I'm working. I don't know. I'll have to think it out. If I prepare in advance, I might be able to do it.
Okay. Because I'd be interested in seeing your cabinet construction. I really would.
That'll be fun. I'll at least do a couple shorts on it. How's that?
But you
At
see,
minimum, I'll
I
do
don't know
some
if the
shorts.
light, see the light back
Max,
here behind me? That
Maximum, I can
counter,
do a panel and we can visit when I'm building. Or maybe I'll just do a video. I better not do panel because I get limited StreamYard.
well, see, that countertop back there is worthless. It's only this deep, and the wall goes at an angle over the top of it.
Oh, like, so you can make a countertop out of foam and fiberglass and resin.
Yeah, so you show me how that's done, I could do that.
It's not going to be any cheaper than getting a real countertop, I don't think. Not a cheap one like vinyl.
I know, but trying to find one to fit this old travel
Oh,
trailer,
yeah, flexibility. Okay.
you
We'll
know.
see. All
Yeah,
right.
I'd love to see how you're doing that because maybe I can do that.
Okay, if we can do a video on rockets, we could probably do a video on foam cabinets. But
I'm
I
sure
don't
you
know.
can.
I don't know if tomorrow, but definitely some of the other ones at least, if I don't get tomorrow. We'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see
I'd like
how
to
it
see
goes.
how it's done with the
All right.
resin. Yeah, foam and resin would be really cool because it'd be lightweight. I wouldn't be adding extra weight to the
Yeah.
trailer.
Do it yourself, like
Yeah.
foam cabinets. They have videos on them on YouTube. That's how I figured out I wanted to do it.
Huh. Well, it would be interesting to watch you do it because then I know if you can do it, I can do it. Okay.
Uh, okay. All right.
You know, and I'm not, I'm probably no more I'm a crafter, not a
Okay.
construction worker,
Well,
you know?
we already did the first layer, which was tricky. So I'm gonna have to start from scratch with when I do the pink one then, because we've already done the hard part. All we're doing is coating it again. And well, no, we're putting it together. Oh, yeah. I want bread tutorials using pressure cooker. Well, I haven't done bread in the Instapot. I do it in the rice cooker, which I want to do today, and the sun is out. You know what? I'm going to have to go and take advantage of the sun while it's above to get bread made because I'm not going to have enough sun to heat it up in my dashboard to rise it later.
Girl, you don't have to do you'll have to do a tutorial on how you fix bread in a rice cooker because I ain't never done that either.
Oh, there's some YouTube,
I'm
there's
always
some
willing to
videos
learn
on my
something new.
channel. No, I got videos on my channel. There's one with a how to.
Oh, really? Okay, well, I'll just have to go to your channel on your past and take a look at that because
Yeah.
I don't have a rice cooker, but I could get me a rice cooker.
Okay, well, I actually got to take advantage of the sun if I want bread today. So,
All righty, honey. I love
all right.
you. Bye
Okay,
bye.
thanks for kind of tuning in and joining and everything. Bye, y'all.
I love you. Bye.